My name is Connor Keys. Welcome to this meditation. To grab my book, my brainwave entrainment platform, or to download this meditation, go to connorkeys.com. To be notified when new meditations are released, subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you've enjoyed this meditation, give me a like and leave a comment describing your experience. This meditation can be used while performing your daily tasks, eyes open, fully awake. It is intended to guide you in embodying your ideal self in your everyday waking consciousness. This meditation involves hypnotic suggestion and the practice of nonverbal image streaming. You're going to be image streaming your ideal self. Image streaming is the practice of making the details of your imagination explicit. I'm going to ask you to imagine with great clarity what your ideal self is, how it feels to you, what you do when you are your ideal self, and so on. With every question or set of questions I ask you, I will ask you to describe the feeling, in which case you will feel the feeling and put the feeling into words. Since I won't be giving you very long between questions, it's best to answer them with simple one-word feelings. List as many as you can when asked to describe the feeling. Every time you practice these meditations or practice the techniques I'll be teaching you, the felt sense that you and your ideal self are actually the same person now will continue to grow and grow. Let us begin. I am now going to count from 3 to 1. And when I get to 1, your conscious mind is going to lock in on the sound of my voice and follow its suggestions. 3, 2, 1. Your conscious mind is now locked in on my voice and is following its suggestions. That was easy. I am now going to count from 10 to 1, and when I get to 1, your mind and body will be in a subconsciously receptive state. Your conscious mind will take a back seat. Your subconscious mind will rise to the surface of your awareness, and your imagination will take the place of your conscious mind. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now in that subconsciously receptive state, whether you are consciously aware of it or not. I'm going to ask you, with your enhanced imagination, to vividly imagine yourself as your ideal self now. Very good. I bet that feels wonderful. What does your ideal body feel like? Can you imagine that your actual physical body is your ideal body now? Can you imagine that your ideal body is your actual physical body now? Describe the feeling. What does it feel like to move your body in the way your ideal self does? What does it feel like to move around as your ideal self now? Describe the feeling. What does it feel like to look around you in the way your ideal self does? What does it feel like to see what your ideal self sees? What does it feel like to look around as your ideal self now? Describe the feeling. What is your ideal self doing today? What does it feel like to have an ideal day as your ideal self? Describe the feeling. How does it feel to be living your ideal life as your ideal self in this very moment? Describe the feeling. How abundant is the life that your ideal self is living now? How does it feel to live this abundant life as your ideal self. Describe the feeling. How effortlessly does your ideal self live its everyday life? What does it feel like to be living the effortless life of your ideal self? Describe the feeling. Think of something in your life that causes your old self to have fear or to worry. Since you are your ideal self now, I will ask you, what would your ideal self do in these moments of fear or worry? How would your ideal self choose to feel? What would your ideal self do? Describe the feeling. What tasks or processes that your old self used to feel resistance to can you see your ideal self doing effortlessly and with no resistance? What does it feel like to get things done as your ideal self? Describe the feeling. Imagine yourself feeling the resistance your old self used to feel throughout the day. Now, imagine what your ideal self does when you feel this resistance. Remember, you are your ideal self. Now, how does it feel to be your ideal self when your old self feels this resistance? Describe the feeling. I am now going to count from 3 to 1, and when I get to 1, all of the answers you have received from the unconscious will become entrained into the subconscious. Your conscious mind is in no way necessary for this part of the process. 3, 2, 1. Wonderful. Wasn't that easy? Now, whenever you ask yourself, what would my ideal self do? Or how would my ideal self feel? You can call to your conscious mind the feelings which correspond to a life lived as your ideal self. I am now going to count from 1 to 10. And when I get to 10, you will blink and feel fully refreshed and awake in the feeling of being your ideal self now and the rest of the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Have a wonderful rest of the day.